Already.
Oh.
All right, let's turn to today's health headlines first, where we are discussing delusional thinking, what it is, how to recognize when it may become concerning, and what families can do to help.
Yeah, this is a really interesting topic. Joining us live is Laura Yovine Sykes, a psychologist in Yale School of Medicine's Specialized Treatment Early in Psychosis program. Good morning to you, Dr. Sykes, and thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's start with this. What exactly is delusional thinking? What comes to mind for me is overthinking. Is that related at all?
Yeah, absolutely. So it can be overthinking, but when we think about delusional thinking, we're really referring to when someone has strongly held beliefs that remain fixed, even when there's evidence to the contrary. So, for example, someone might become convinced they're being followed or watched. That's a really common one, even when others don't see evidence of that happening. And this is often referred to as paranoia or a paranoid delusion. And it's important to recognize that these beliefs feel completely real to the person experiencing them. Delusions are often our brain's way of trying to make sense of experiences that feel really confusing or frightening. And now, delusions themselves aren't actually a symptom, but rather they're actually a symptom rather than a diagnosis. And they're most commonly seen in psychotic disorders like schizophrenia.
And you mentioned, some examples. You mentioned if someone thinks someone is following them, there's evidence no one is following them. So I guess, as a loved one, if someone sees this happening to their loved one, when is it really concerning? When should they seek professional help?
It's a really important question. So, some of the biggest clues are changes over time and impact on daily life. So, for example, if we keep thinking about that example of being followed, they might start avoiding certain places, skipping work or school, um, even avoiding technology if they feel like they're being monitored. And so loved ones might notice them withdrawing from friends, checking their surroundings constantly, or just becoming really preoccupied with that belief or thought. And so it's important to look also for any clear change from how the person normally or typically was acting. And you also want to be mindful that if these beliefs are different from others in their community. And so, to put it simply, when a belief begins interfering with relationships, school, or work, that's a good time to seek professional support.
Yeah, it sounds like this could have a major impact on our life. And I love that you gave us some examples of these signs that we should be looking out for. Now, what are the steps we need to take if we are experiencing this or we know somebody that is experiencing delusional thinking?
Yes, a really important question. And I talk to families about this all the time. Often, the most helpful first step is to approach the person with curiosity and compassion rather than confrontation. And although it's often so well intentioned, right, we have that instinct to try to disprove or fix a belief. We find that arguing with whether or not a belief is true or not can usually increase distress and even strain that relationship. So instead, we encourage family members to focus on helping the person feel understood. So this might look like, again, with that example of someone feeling like they're being followed, rather than saying, no, that's not happening, you might say, wow, that sounds really frightening. I can see why you might feel on edge. And from there, you can gently encourage support. And so, what that might look like here in Connecticut is the Step Learning Collaborative at Yale. We offer a centralized referral line that can provide confidential screening that helps rapidly connect young people who are experiencing delusions or symptoms of early psychosis to care all across the state. So, it's really, anyone can reach out to that number, whether it be a family member, a coach, a primary care provider, or even the individual themselves. And so, if you're concerned about a young person experiencing delusions or other potential symptoms of psychosis, we'd encourage you to call our referral line. And I'll say that it's 203 200 0140. Or we also have online referral forms on our website.
Wonderful. Doctor, thank you so much. I'll repeat that number one more time, and it was there on our screen. It's 203 200 0140. Thank you, of course, for the work that you do, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, doctor.
Thank you.